Alright, we live? We live. This is a new camera angle. Enjoy. Yeah. Got my boy over here. See? FedEx. FedEx. Hey, shout out to the FedEx. Shout out to FedEx Ground. Shout out to FedEx Freight. Shout out to all the boys pushing them crates. Shout out to all the boys pushing what y'all be driving? Them forklifts. Shout out to them 18-wheelers. Shout out to them boys that drive from here to Orlando. Shout out to them delivery boys.
Definitely shout out to the one that go to Orlando.
Shout out to Devin Fuller. You know, he been working there for a minute.
Don't put that camera on.
But okay. Yo, we back. What up? We back with another discussion at the MR.NOLDS organization. Today we got another topic following back up who was discussing last week. Hey man, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Hey, like I said, if y'all been hearing the soundtrack, No B&B, this is the artist himself in the light.
No B&B, I'm in the heaven action.
Hey, y'all stay tuned for when that premiere. We working on something. You know, we waiting for my boy to make the decision. We trying to bring him, you know, he signed part of the organization, you know. Hey, we're gonna let y'all know how that is. We got a vlog coming up this weekend. We're gonna be vlogging something. Y'all stay tuned for that as well. So, you know, today I wanted to talk about, well, once again, my name is MR.NOLDS of the MR.NOLDS organization. Today we'll be discussing, the title of this is change your attitude, change your altitude. So for those who don't know what altitude means, let me give you the definition of altitude. The height of an object or point in relation to sea level or ground level. Basically, your altitude is how high you are either from the ground or from the sea. So whatever, like, you know, the ground or the sea, how high you are from there. So change your attitude and change your altitude. So we're not literally talking about being from, you know, the height from the ground to the or the sea. We're really talking about when it comes to, like, in order to change how you feel and in order to change your life or where you're going, you must change your attitude on how you see things. Attitude is, you know, how you feel about a given situation. Your attitude could be good, your attitude could be bad, but it's just how you feel towards a certain situation. Now, some people will say, like, okay, there's certain situations you gotta feel a certain way, but that's not necessarily true, because there could be a situation. For example, I'll use the greatest example in the Bible. You know, the Bible says, if a man slap you in your face, in the left side of your face, your left cheek, it says turn and give him the right, so he can slap. Now the Bible is not literally saying do that. Like, if somebody slap you, hey, don't sit and give you on the cheek, because he might knock you out and kill you. So you're not literally taking it literally, but you know, only when your attitude in that situation, basically, like if someone do you wrong, instead of having the attitude like, yo man, this person did me wrong, I'm gonna get back at him, I'm gonna seek revenge and all that, but your attitude for the situation, you change your attitude in a sense like, you know what, trying to, you don't know why they did that, or, you know, elevate your attitude. And that's where the altitude is, because when you change your attitude, that's the only time you'll be able to rise above the situation. You cannot fall to the situation. So if somebody doing you wrong, you know, you can have an attitude like, okay, yo, I'm gonna do them wrong right back. But then you have to elevate yourself from that situation. Because when you elevate, instead of repaying them on what they did to you, you know, you're a little better. You raise up, you go above that situation where it's like, you know what, I ain't gonna do you how you did me. I'm gonna treat you better. And that is why the Bible also says, you know, for the enemy, you know, basically we do not treat our enemies as though they deserve. Because, you know, if we do, we're staying in the same altitude. Again, change your attitude and you'll change your altitude. Change your attitude and then you'll change your altitude. Sometimes when you're going through some tough time or some tough situation, it is easy for you to have a bad attitude. But that bad attitude will only pull you down. But if and only if you are able to change your attitude about that bad situation, the more positive your attitude is on the situation, the more you rise above it. So my advice to you, if you are in a situation, you know that there's nothing to smile about, there's nothing to be happy about. You know, in order to rise above that situation, you need to change your attitude. You need to change your attitude about everything. I'll give an example. You're somebody, you want to graduate high school. You want to graduate high school, you want to graduate college. But your attitude on school is like, school sucks, school is boring, this is a waste of time. There's no way you'll be able to complete it. There's no way you'll be able to elevate, to graduate. Remember, altitude is basically rising above. There's no way you'll be able to complete if your attitude remain so dang, like this place sucks, I don't know why I come here. You have to change your attitude on how you see school. A lot of times, the reason why we never complete certain things, or the reason why we never get certain things done, is because our attitude are terrible. Sometimes even with people, if our attitude changes towards people, sometimes we'll see it was us, or sometimes we'll see it was not as bad. So in order to elevate, in order to basically to get to the next level, your attitude about the situation, your attitude must change. If you want to better your relationship with, let's say, an individual, you want to change your attitude. Have you ever been in a situation where at first you had a negative attitude about the situation, or you had a negative attitude about the situation, then you switched up your attitude and you saw a difference? Have there ever been so that's the power question of this discussion. Have you ever been in a situation where you changed your attitude and you saw a different result right after, or when you changed your attitude towards that thing? Answer that power question, write it in the comments below, and we can share or reply back to your question. So that question is for you. Have there ever been a time where you were, there was a situation and you had like a bad attitude about it, or it's not so bright, and the moment you switch your attitude on a situation, things change? Have you ever?
Yeah, recently, because now I'm working at FedEx, I'm going through training on how to drive the forklift, but the instructor, the way that he was teaching me, he was kind of like letting me mess up, you know, in order to teach me, and it was kind of frustrating me at first, to the point where I didn't even want to, do it. But I changed my attitude, and I was like, let me just learn from this instead of, taking it as a negative thing. Try to learn from it, and ever since I started doing it, I started getting how to drive a forklift.
Okay, so you were learning how to drive a forklift, and then you were messing up.
Yeah.
So because you were messing up, your attitude on the situation was like you didn't want to do it no more. But then when you started looking at you messing up from a different light,
like every time I mess up, I just was like, all right, next time don't do that. Whatever it is that I mess up, next time just try not to do that, and just try to get better every time I go.
Okay, yeah, that's good. See, a lot of times our attitude about a situation can make us quit. A lot of times we quit too early, because our attitude sucked. I remember there was a shout out to the great late Zig Ziglar. For those who don't know him, he was I think he was a pastor, and not only a pastor, but he would do a lot of business training and things like that. But I remember one time I was watching a video, and he said there was a lady at the church, I think, if I'm not mistaken. She was like, man, I hate my job, I don't want to work there no more. Da, da, da. Boom. She was just saying all sorts of negative things. She's like, I want to quit. It's terrible. Boom. So he was like, really? And she was like, yeah. Like those people out over there, they're just like horrible. So he was like, okay, before you quit, I want you to go home, write everything that you like about that job. Like write down everything that you like. And also, write everything you don't like. And then he said, then come back to me and we'll talk. So she went home and she did all that. And then she started she came in, she was like, her body language was different. It was like, hey, what about that job? You still feel the same way about the job? And then she was like, no. Like, the people over there changed. And he was like, really? Did you get, was there a new manager? Like, did they start doing something different? And she was like, no, not really. But then what changed was Zig Ziglar was able to make her realize all the positive things of the job. She had benefits. It was a high-paying job. It was so much things. When she looked at it, she was like, man, it's not bad after all. And so from her looking at changing her attitude about the job when she go in there, she even felt like, yo, the people changed, when really the people never changed. It was just her attitude about the job, about the situation she was going through at the job changed, which made her feel different. So I will give you guys this is a gem right here. You see the word emotion, right? Emotion. From the word emotion, you have the word motion, right? So that means however you feel will move you. Emotion. So that means your attitude. Oh yeah. Your attitude on a given situation will move you. So if you think these people are bad or thieves, you don't want to rock with them, you will never get close to them. Until you change your attitude, which will change how you feel, then nothing will never change. So again, emotion. How you feel is how you move. Your emotions will move you in a direction. So your emotion is your attitude. So whatever attitude you have about a given situation, it will move you in that direction. So if you have a bad attitude about a boss, it will move you in a direction where it's like, that the bad direction will take you. Like, I don't like my boss, I don't like my job. Same thing with, let's say you're doing, whether it's something you're trying to accomplish, whether it's school, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship. If you're looking at the relationship or let's say the school or the business, like, man, I'm tired of this thing, nothing's gonna happen, like all this work, you're gonna move in a direction of frustration. Because again, emotion, you have the word motion. So however you feel, whatever attitude you have towards the situation, it will move you in that direction. So you want to be careful of your emotion and your attitude. So change your attitude and you will change your altitude. Change how you're thinking about the situation and you will change your altitude. You will change in the direction you're going, because you want to rise above every situation. In order to accomplish or to complete anything, you need to go up. You need to move up. You don't want no given situation, whether it's people talking bad about you, whether it's an inconvenience, whether it's frustration, you do not want to let those things hinder your attitude, because when you let those things hinder your attitude, you allow yourself to feel bad. You allow yourself to get frustrated and mad and angry. That will only bring you down, and it will only allow you to see that. It will not allow you to see that situation from a positive light, that which will help you increase your altitude. You want to increase your altitude. You want to go up. Change your attitude and you will change your altitude. There you go. Yo, that's some freight boys.
Boys.
But yes, so I encourage everyone out here right now. This is probably, we had a short talk, but again, your attitude will scratch that part out. Your attitude, no, scratch that part out.